All right, good morning. Welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. And if you see here, there is no car. There's a bunch of oil spots all over the floor. But yeah, no Thunderbird in the garage. Do got the Mustang. The Thunderbird is at the alignment shop and getting the alignment checked and going ahead and having a professional look at the brakes also. They work, they've been working. I do feel like the pedals are a little soft, but just to let them go through and kind of double check my handiwork, right? So I feel like that's probably, if you're doing this, it's probably a smart thing to do. Let somebody come behind you, open yourself to criticism maybe. I don't know, we'll see what they say. Yeah, so the alignment, I gave them some shims. I had the shims that came with the car, but I bought more. Hopefully the car, it drives pretty good. The steering is loose, I would say, very loose. And hear a little squealing when I'm turning corner, like not even a big corner. So I'm thinking the tires are not, I'm thinking there's definitely some alignment issues. Probably fairly major, because I didn't really check anything. I just kind of put it all together, eyeballed it, and send her down the road is basically what I did. So it's probably not worth a shit if I had to guess, but it will be good now. Apparently this shop, they do work on old cars. Like there was another, like a 55 or 56 Chevy there when I got there. So they know what they're doing. They're like the shop to go to for that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to get her back. Now, I do have other issues, which is kind of, I guess, what I'm gonna talk about in this video. It's, I hate doing these. I don't hate doing it, but I hate sounding like I'm always screwing stuff up, but I kind of am. Maybe it's not my fault. I don't know. I probably have mentioned at some point in some of these videos that now my sequential blinkers aren't working. The blinker left and right, like the outermost bulb on either side, will work and actually, turn on and off like a blinker should. So the blinkers are working. So I'm assuming it's the two inside bulbs on each side. The only thing that works both of those, as I've talked about, is the little cam switches. So I'm thinking that's the problem. But then I was in the car last night changing the LED headlights out, which that's another problem. They're like coming on and off and doing weird things. And Carly mentioned, she was like, do you think it's the amp and the radio drawing too many amps? And at first I was like, nah, I don't think that's it. And then I turned the radio off and they started working. So then I was like, well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Because they would, before that, I could get them, one time turn the key on and they work fine, and cranked the car and they worked. When before I had cranked it, they wouldn't work. But then when I turned the car back off, they were working again. So I don't know. So those are issues. But while I was messing with that, checking my tail lights, they were working, and then I hit the brake pedal and the brake lights weren't working. So get to looking, and if y'all look back I'll post a link to the video, but where I did the wiring harness, I did use the old brake relay. It wasn't working. I soaked it in vinegar and then it started working. And this morning I kind of got out there, did a quick check, and I could not get it to actuate with the power supply going to it. So pretty sure it's the relay. So I have my handy dandy modern relay ready to go when I get the car back. I'm gonna wire all that up and see if I can get it to fire or get the brake lights to work again. And I'm not 100% certain, but I think that brake relay has something to do with the blinker assembly also. I think. I'm gonna look at it in a little while. Maybe not, because the brake relay is not even coming into this, all the blinker assembly. Doesn't look like. Anyway, that's boring. But yeah, so I will figure that out. But I do pretty 90% sure that the brake relay is bad. So, but I guess I'm just saying, you know, you get things fixed and you think, okay, I'm done with that. And then you start moving forward, you put stuff back together, and like I've got everything in the interior assembled, and now I'm having these issues, and it makes it more difficult to troubleshoot. I'm hoping that it is all in that little bag. I call it a bag. It's not a bag anymore, but the sequential relay system that is in the trunk. That would make life easy if I can just pull that out, change some relays, and, you know, just move forward that way. That would definitely make life easier. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's not something more extensive that leads me back up to the front of the car where I've got my center console and everything assembled. That would suck, because I'm tired of pulling seats out, taking that dash and everything apart, because it's like you can't, like if I get to the center, if I need to get under the center console, I basically have to take a lot of the dash apart, the panels down the side of the drive shaft tunnel, which are screwed to the center console and screwed to the dash. I gotta take those off on both sides, take all the trim off, and it's just like, it's a snowball, right? It's you can't just, oh, let me pull this tunnel out. It's like you got to take the whole freaking dash apart again. And that's another thing. Like I hear my speedometer cable knocking. Must not have tightened it up. I got to take the clock tower back off for about the 80th time and try to get back there, tighten that, which is not easy to get to. And you can't get like a wrench to it really. I still got, obviously, transmission leak. I got a little oil leak. Still got to fix those. It's just, yeah, it's been as fun as it was to drive around town and take the car, and you know, it's you start, as you drive it, you start to realize, you know, there's still a lot of stuff to do. The car looks good, it's put together, but there is still a lot of work to do on the car. And you know, the headlights were just one thing, and I run into problems with them, things that I should have fixed whenever I was putting it back together, like the little adjustment screws for them. I knew one of them was jacked up, not working, and I was like, well, I'll deal with that later. I'm not gonna mess with that. I want to get this back in the car. Well, whenever I go to need to adjust the headlights last night, I can't, because that adjustment screw is basically jacked up and does not turn. Anyway, it's jacked up. I need a new one. So I ordered new ones today. I'm gonna replace all of them. There's 8 of them for 4 bulbs, and each have 2 adjustments. So got that coming. I'm gonna replace them, at least the bad ones, and I'll have the other ones for spares, I guess. But yeah, it's just been one of those days, you know, or yesterday was anyway. It was fun. I did drive the car the most it's been driven. Temperature did not overheat, you know, and it was 90 plus degrees, probably 95 when I was driving it. Temperature worked great. I got something going on with the idle. Like when I first cranked the car, idle's fine. Go drive it a little while, then get it back in, and you know, as long as I got my foot on the brake, it idling fine. Then put it in park, and it wants to rev really, really fast. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know, maybe somebody got some ideas. I mean, I'm gonna talk to some people, I'll figure it out. But it's not just a carburetor adjustment, because like I said, it doesn't idle fast whenever you first turn the car on, or when you're just you know, still in drive but have your foot on the brake. It works just fine. So I don't know. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to do some stuff on the Mustang. I saved by some stuff, pull some stuff out, but we'll talk about that in the next video. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Talk to y'all later.